1994 was a year of both transition and celebration at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. A reorganization plan was put into place to help improve business operations as we prepare for the future. At the same time, we honored the past with a 7-month celebration of the Apollo years. Corporate partners stepped forward with financial support for scholarships, expansion, and special student and educator programs. In support of the U.S. Space Camp Teacher of the Year program, NASA donated $54,000, and the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs donated $20,000 for educator program development. Rockwell International showed support for education with a $35,000 gift for teacher scholarships. And Thiokol completed a $100,000 commitment to Space Camp programs with a $25,000 donation. 11 corporate partners sponsored special weeks throughout the summer with speakers and exhibits. 124 trainees from across the nation received Space Camp scholarships thanks to the combined efforts of the Space Center and corporate partners. Lockheed continued their contribution to minority scholarships with a $25,000 donation. And General Dynamics made a $10,000 contribution to the scholarship program. Just over 25,000 trainees attended Alabama and Florida programs in 1994, pushing the total number of graduates to more than 183,000. The Edward O. Buckbee Aviation Challenge Complex dedication allows added convenience in sleeping quarters, classroom space, and flight training simulators, like the 3G Centrifuge. The dedication was also the setting for the presentation of the first Edward O. Buckbee College Scholarship. Indiana's Onalda House, a 12-time participant in Space Camp programs, received the honor.
Everyone here gives it their all and makes sure that every trainee, whether this is their first trip or their 12th trip, make sure that they have a fabulous time, and I really have over the years. So thank you very much. This means a lot to me.
Later in the year, an F-14 arrived in a most unusual manner as it rolled up I-565 to become an impressive new educational tool at the Lakeside facility. Hearing and visually impaired camps continued this year with notable achievements. German Benitez became the first blind diver to take part in underwater activities, and visually impaired trainees conducted flight simulator activities with excellent results. A television uplink during a visit by members of the Young Astronaut Club featured members of the STS-60 crew, including Huntsville's own Jan Davis. Other activities of note included Alabama and Tennessee Space Week programs, corporate camps for Sears, TVA, and the Omega Watch Company, and special Space Camp activities were created to help trainees better understand the meteor collision on Jupiter, the solar eclipse, and the Hubble Space Telescope repair. Students and teachers from 23 nations, including America's Teachers of the Year, took part in the 5th Annual International Space Camp. Hot air balloon rides and piloting single-engine airplanes were among activities in the 8-day program. Special guests included 3-time shuttle astronaut Mike Mullane and cosmonaut Alexander Serbrov, who spent more than a year aboard the Russian space station. 5 former Space Camp program graduates saw a dream come true when their experiments involving root growth and seed germination flew aboard the STS-68 Endeavour mission in October. Another high flyer was Vicki Van Meter. In between becoming the youngest person to both pilot a plane coast to coast and complete a transatlantic flight, Vicki attended Space Academy Level 1 in pursuit of her dream of becoming an astronaut. And Education Director Tommy Blackwell has accepted a 1-year assignment to work on the GLOBE project under Vice President Al Gore. GLOBE's goals include teaching children how to take scientific measurements of the environment so that they understand how to protect the planet Earth. More than 396,000 people visited the Space Center in 1994. The center rebounded from a $1.2 million revenue loss in 1993 to a positive net income this year of over $392,000. In celebration of the 25th anniversary of man landing on the moon, the Space Center's featured attraction was Man on the Moon, the Apollo Years, which opened in May in first-class fashion. Apollo astronauts Buzz Aldrin and Alan Bean were special guests at an Apollo Gala.
And I'm glad to be here to celebrate this opening of Man in the Moon and be here with Buzz and just take part in the events of the next couple of days.
The exhibit served as a wonderful walk through a special time in history. Visitors relived the missions that took us to the moon, the dedicated space community, the leaders, news events, culture, music, and atmosphere of the 60s. Part of Man on the Moon was made possible by area citizens who dedicated 60s memorabilia to the exhibit. Special artifacts included the drums used by Ringo Starr during the Beatles' final tour in '66. And Elvis is remembered with a movie script and gold album, both made popular during 1969. During the summer, several Apollo astronauts visited the center as part of the 25th anniversary celebration. Alan Bean dedicated a 15 by 25-foot mural of one of his paintings. Apollo 14's Alan Shepard signed hundreds of copies of his book, Moonshot. And Shepard's fellow moonwalker, Edgar Mitchell, spoke to visitors and trainees during a 2-day visit. Thousands of visitors were on hand for the All-American 4th of July celebration to enjoy exhibits, live music, and spectacular fireworks. Also in July, the Apollo Years exhibit served as the backdrop for the unveiling of the U.S. Postal Service moon landing anniversary stamps. The ceremony drew unprecedented attendance, and hundreds of NASA employees gathered for a specially produced Apollo event on the eve of a huge downtown Huntsville celebration. Activities included the unveiling of a commemorative bust in honor of rocket scientist Dr. Wernher von Braun, a moon buggy race, balloon walk, and Admiral Alan Shepard helped mark the occasion with a special moonwalk. The moon celebration also saw the Southeast debut of the Omnimax feature, Destiny in Space, which included an appearance by two-time shuttle astronaut Kathy Thornton from Montgomery. Other events hosted by the Space Center during the year included our second annual Easter egg hunt, enjoyed by youngsters of all ages, and Boy Scout and Girl Scout Day. The Omnimax feature Titanica played to full houses during a special Christmas holiday showing. Community cooperation was underlined as we opened our doors once again for the regional television broadcast of the Children's Miracle Network Telethon. The U.S. Army Missile Command at Redstone Arsenal helped update the rocket park area as they assisted with additions that include a multiple launch rocket system, a Hawk missile system, and the Avenger missile system. And Boeing added the first phase of an exhibit in the museum designed to help the public better understand the importance of the space station. The media spotlight focused on Man and the Moon, the Apollo years, as journalists from across America and around the world filed stories about the exhibition. But there was continued heavy interest in our future space explorers, with print and broadcast media providing exposure about space camp programs and trainees. There was reason for excitement at Space Camp Florida and the U.S. Astronaut Hall of Fame as the Space Camp Foundation provided for the addition of new simulators for trainees and visitors. The Shuttle Lander and G-Force Trainer are already proving quite popular. The Hall of Fame also celebrated the moon landing anniversary with a reunion of Apollo astronauts who were on hand for the announcement of the Hall of Fame's new Apollo wing. Over 20 Apollo astronauts joined the foundation in a special fundraising effort by autographing a newly released print by Alan Bean entitled In the Beginning. Funds generated from the sale of these 1,000 signed and numbered prints will be used for the construction of the newly announced Apollo wing. Elsewhere, Space Camp Canada opened its doors in July at the new Laval Space Science Facility near Montreal. And Space Camp Japan has captured the imagination of future international explorers. The facility recorded over 15,000 graduates this year, while Eurospace Camp in Belgium hosted 5,000 trainees and celebrated the 25th anniversary of the moon landing. The foundation is now working with Italian representatives for a 1996 opening date for Space Camp Italy in Naples. 1995 brings additional changes and improvements in both Huntsville and Florida operations. The marketing of all U.S. Space Camp programs will add a visual touch with the production of a videotape to enhance the traditional application book. In Titusville, construction will begin on a new dormitory similar in design to the Habitat in Huntsville. It will house 288 trainees and include dining facilities for trainees and Hall of Fame visitors. In Huntsville, the Omnimax feature, Destiny in Space, will become a permanent addition to the Space Dome lineup beginning in March. Other new additions include the renovation of Habitat 2, which will provide classrooms and a new auditorium. The addition of the space station manufacturing area to the Marshall Space Flight Center bus tour. Thanks to UTC and the Boeing Company, the Space Center will help trainees and visitors learn firsthand how future astronauts will live and work on the new space station. This learning experience, called Space Station Alpha, will open in the spring of 1995. And 25 years of educating the general public and stimulating young people's interest will be marked when the U.S. Space and Rocket Center celebrates its silver anniversary on March 17, 1995.